paper, the one that says, please do not have sex until your wedding night. God wants every girl to keep her virginity until her wedding night. Don't lose your virginity until your wedding night. If you do, God will punish you. Read Deuteronomy chapter 22. So the purpose of this is it's easy to read, very easy to read. And somebody can hold up this paper and take a glance, take a look at it, and then throw it away if they want to throw it away. But they've read it. Compared to the bigger one, the big one that says, do you know that whoever you lost your virginity to is your husband? Our Creator commanded that whosoever a girl loses her virginity to becomes her husband. So this also I did share with people online, because this is in a picture form. It's in a picture form. It doesn't seem like I don't think it looks that good in terms of, it's kind of blurry. It's blurry. So this also, this used to be on paper form, but eventually was scanned or it was copied into the internet and was being shared with people online, on Facebook. So the goal, the idea of having these papers is that the truth is that most young girls today actually nobody have even told them the idea of keeping themselves pure until they get married. Girls are no longer being taught these things. And girls are the gatekeeper. Girls are the gatekeeper. Men will always make moves. We will always chase you. Most of us will never say no if you say yes. So girls are the gatekeeper. Women are the gatekeeper of their body. A woman is the gatekeeper. So, but if she says no, well, it's no. It's no. I remember when I was a young boy or young man, I remember someone that I thought I liked. Well, actually, it wasn't her. I don't think I liked her. I think it was more of her body. This was years ago. But I remember the answer she gave me. She said no. She said to me no. She said no. I am in a convent school. That's what she told me. I'm in a convent school. I cannot have sex. So I was playing games that we usually play, that men usually play. I was able to get her to bed. I was like, let's watch a movie. See, usually men don't say stuff, the things I'm saying right now. Men don't usually discuss stuff like this. They don't talk about stuff like this. Maybe because they have no reason to talk about it, but that's just who I used to be. And it has to be exposed, and we have to stop this, because we're destroying ourselves. All this boyfriend thing and girlfriend thing and dating and sex and all this stuff we're doing, we are destroying ourselves, because our Heavenly Father hates these things. Our Heavenly Father hates these things. So I was able to get this young woman to agree to watch a movie with me. I knew exactly what I was looking for. I don't care about watching a movie with her. No. I wanted to get her into a place that will make it possible for me to achieve what I want to achieve. And I'm not going to achieve that on the street. Okay? So eventually, when I was able to get her where I wanted to get her, where it was both of us alone. When I began to make that move, when I began to touch her and begin to have set the stage, stage the environment. I think it's been so long. It's been so long. So I can't remember if the music was playing, but I do remember what the room looked like because the light was off, the movie was playing. The light was off, and so in that state, that's where I wanted to get. And this is where people want to get your daughter to. It's still happening till today. So that young man that is saying that he wants to take your daughter to dinner or to the movies, actually he wants to get to the pant, inside the pant of your daughter. What he wants to do is that he wants to take off her skirt. Actually, sorry, they don't wear skirts anymore, so I shouldn't say skirt. He wants to take off her trouser. That's what he wants to do. That's just the truth. And you can pretend as if you don't understand what I'm saying. You know that's the same thing that was done to you. I don't know, I keep missing this thing. I keep losing this. What is hell is going on? Man, I keep losing. Okay, so we can pretend as if we don't know what I'm talking about. You know that's how you lost your virginity. I'm just making a confession. I'm just confessing. I'm not going to cover the truth. I did these things. And I'm mentioning these things because I don't want it to happen to my sisters. I don't want it to happen to your daughters. I get phone calls from people about biblical marriage. People that want to obey the Most High. People that want to obey the Most High. They want to obey our Heavenly Father. These women are honest. They want to obey Yah. But they find themselves in a very difficult situation. The idea that no other man can marry them, that idea is something that is troubling for them. Because they lost their virginity. And they go on to have sex with many more men. They go on to have sex with multiple men. Now they are doomed. Now they have to be by themselves for the rest of their life. Your pastor is not going to tell you that. Biblically, no other man can marry you. No other man. Because a man is supposed to marry you when you are a virgin or when you are a widow. When you are a widow, meaning that you were a virgin, a man marries you. After he marries you, he dies, then you are a virgin. Then another man can marry you. So these things has to be exposed. These things has to be presented. People don't talk about these things. No man is going to come and be telling you how he's having sex with you, what he has to do to have sex with women. So for those who don't know, for people who don't know, you need to understand that this is what happens. My point here, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that's the purpose of that paper that you saw. Because these girls, nobody tells them anything today. They don't have a reason to say no. So going back to the story that I was telling you. So I was able to set the stage. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. My target, I will call her my target. My target was able to expose herself enough to get my interest. And because of, I guess, I can't remember very clearly the way she was dressing, but she wasn't dressing moderately. It's been a long time that this happened. But she wasn't dressing moderately. And for young men like me being, young at that time, for young men in that situation, we do go crazy, but we don't say anything. We pretend as if we don't see it, but we did. We saw that tight thing you're wearing. We saw your cleavage. We do see it and it turns us on. It does turn us on. We just look the other way as if we're not looking. If you turn around and then we start looking again, that's what we do. That's just the truth. So I remember that this particular young woman, all these efforts that I made, all these things that I did to finally get her into a room where it would be just she and I, which would make it difficult for her to say no. I tried all of these things and I was successful to plan all of these things, and I did all of this. Oh, come, let's watch a movie. Let's watch a movie together. And she came. I think she brought some egg, if I remember correctly. And we're watching a movie. Then when I began to touch her, she said no, which is expected. That's expected. You know, most, at least in the past, most women will say no, but eventually they will say yes. Sometimes no means yes, sometimes. So, but she was like, no. She said no. And I kept trying. She kept saying no. But then she gave me a reason. And that reason that she gave me, if she did not give me that reason, I would have kept trying. That reason she gave me disabled me. She said that she is going to a convent school and they are not allowed to have sex. So she wants to keep herself pure. Now, if you are a man, only a man will understand what I'm saying right now. If you are a man and a woman says something like that to you, especially a young woman, you know that you will feel embarrassed to keep trying. You feel embarrassed to keep trying. You look like you don't look good if you keep pushing. You look irresponsible. But if she's just saying no, leave me alone, no. Even when they say, oh, I'm in my period. Once a man is in that state, he probably wouldn't care. Or he would just think that she's lying. So you have to give these girls reasons to say no. You have to. Girls are no longer being given reasons to say no to sex. They're no longer being given reasons. Girls are no longer being given reasons to say no. No more talk. No more sex talk in the house. No more intimate one-on-one conversation between mom and her daughter. It's no longer happening. That conversation is no longer happening. It's not. That's just the truth. So oftentimes, these girls have no good reason to give. So oftentimes, they are just waiting to find the boy that they like. Their virginity is just being reserved for the boy that they like. There's no conversation where you tell them, you have to keep your legs closed. You cannot have sex until your wedding night. There's no conversation where you tell them, boys are going to try. Men are going to lie to you. They're going to say they love you, but all they want is sex. That has to be repeated over and over. You have to keep repeating it and telling a girl. You have to keep telling a girl that men are going to tell her that they love her. They care about her. But they don't care about her. They just want to have sex with her. These girls need to hear this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because eventually it's going to happen. Someone like me, like I did that young woman, same thing will happen. And as soon as a man makes that kind of move on her, she will remember exactly what you said. So what you tell girls is that you have to tell girls, your daughters or your granddaughters, you have to be telling them that men are going to become interested in them because of their body. If you do have some story yourself, tell them a personal story. Tell them the need to keep their virginity until their wedding night. Show them Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 to 21, where the Most High said that if a girl loses her virginity, she should be put to death. That's a death sentence. If she loses her virginity before her bride price is paid, before her wedding night, that's a death sentence. Tell her those horror stories of what can happen, how a woman can be miserable, depressed, when a man she thinks or thought would have been with her for the rest of her life, when that man abandons her. Tell her these things. It's no longer happening. It is no longer happening. No more. It's no longer happening. I ran into someone that I used to know, and I haven't seen them in a while. I remember when I used to know them, they had a little girl. A small little girl, people were like 8 years old or something, or 5 years old or something. So, of course, we haven't seen each other in a while. After we talked and laughed and talked, I asked them about their daughter. What about you? I remember you had a little girl. How is she doing? And the person was like, oh, they are grown now. They are grown. I happen to have the paper that I showed you, the paper that I posted. I gave them that paper that says something about keeping your virginity until your wedding night. I gave this person this paper, and I told them, give this to your daughter. Teach this to your daughter. The person took the paper. They took it. We are no longer teaching these things. Did you know that in South Africa, they do virginity test? I'm going to try and see if I can show you some pictures. In South Africa, they do virginity test. South African women, every year, once a year, South African women will gather together and check the virginity of their daughters. Once a year, this happens. In South Africa, once a year. Here is a picture. Here is a picture. Here is a picture. Once a year in South Africa, they gather together and do a virginity test. They check their daughters just to make sure that they're still virgins. So what they're doing there is a psychological thing that they're doing. It's more like psychological. So what they're trying to do is it's like they're telling these girls, we are watching you. I'm watching you. That's what they're doing. That's what these women are saying. You better keep your virginity. I am watching you. You're going to be tested next year. These are all women checking these girls once a year, and they receive certificate. Now, look at the young girl at the back. Look at how young she is. Now, look at the one in front, or the one on the floor. This is what these women are doing. And it was done to them too. The same thing was done to these older women. And they do it for their children. We don't do these things anymore. We don't do these things anymore. We don't care anymore. We want to be like the Europeans. We want to be like the Europeans. Take a look at this. Take a look at this picture. This is actually true. It says United Nations. It says virginity test. Virginity test violates human rights, says UN. So UN means United Nations. Virginity test violates human rights, says UN. Okay. So who controls UN? Who runs UN? Who owns UN? The Europeans. The Europeans. These people, when I say I hate Europeans, you don't understand what I mean, right? You don't understand what I mean, right? When I say I despise these devils, you don't understand what I mean, do you? You don't understand why I hate white people, right? Have you ever met any person that hate white people as much as I hate them? I don't know. Have you ever? You think I'm joking when I say I hate white people? Do you think I'm joking? Now, take a look at this picture right here. Just watch this. Look at this girl, 12 years old, proud and pregnant. She's proud. She's proud. She's 12 years old and she's pregnant, and she took a picture and she posted it. It says South African pregnant 12 years old girl shares photo with her baby daddy. Now, let me turn on my camera. Now, if I say, what's wrong with my camera? Okay. If I say that 12 years old girl supposed to have a husband, what? She's a baby. She's a little girl. What? That's child abuse. That's child abuse. Okay. So, which one is better? 12 years old with a baby daddy who is proud, and the baby daddy is nowhere to be found? Or 12 years old with a husband? 12 years old with a baby daddy who is nowhere to be found? Or 12 years old with a baby daddy? Here's more. Here's the baby daddy. And I am the crazy one, right? I am the one that hates people and hate babies and hate women and hate whatever. That's baby daddy. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. That's the baby daddy. You think that this is a joke? That's the baby daddy right there. This story is not a joke. That's the baby daddy. That stomach is real. There's a baby in that stomach. So, I don't see anybody advocating. We have to stop boyfriend and girlfriend. We have to stop this kid from having sex. I don't see anybody saying that. But instead, we laugh. That's cute. Look at those. They're so cute. They're cute. So when a random boy is having sex with a girl with no commitment, zero, and yet he has full access to her vagina, full access, it doesn't cost him anything. Do you know what it takes for a man to have access to a woman's vagina in the Hebrew culture? You're going to have to pay. It costs a lot. It's expensive. You have to pay the bride price. You have to make that commitment which the Most High is watching. And you must provide for her. She's your wife for the rest of your life. And when you die, she's getting your stuff. All that has been thrown out the window. And I, who is shouting and saying that it's not okay for a random boy to have access to your daughter's vagina without making any commitment, I am the evil one. The Europeans, white people, my enemy, my rival, I am in a battle with white people, and we're fighting for your soul. When I speak against education, some of you don't understand what I'm saying. In a while, I'm going to begin to throw some of you out of this place. The good news is that there's a lot of places where you can go and pretend to be a Hebrew. You can't be here and pretend that Yah is great, Yah is good, hallelujah. On Monday morning, you dress your children up and send them to school. I'm not going to play that game with you. We are in a battle for your soul. There's a war going on. That war is about you. Everyone knows about this war except you. So when I speak against education, you don't understand what I'm saying. You don't understand it because you are pretty much a whore. Like, really. I mean, the men are dogs. See, if I spend my youth as a man, if I spend my young days jumping from one girl to the next, jumping from one girl to the next, jumping from one girl to the next, then when I get older and have a son, I will not see anything wrong with my son jumping from one girl to the next, jumping from one girl, because I did it. I did it. So I'm not going to see something wrong with that. If you had kept your leg closed when you were young, you will understand the importance of having your daughter keep her legs closed. That's why some of you will not understand what I'm talking about. When I call Europeans your enemy, you don't understand what I'm talking about. You don't get it. You just don't get it. South Africa is South Africa is far away from Canada, America, Britain. White people out of Canada, they are waging war. They have organizations where their mission is to go get girls in Africa to go to school. So it's people like that thinks that these women in South Africa, these women who are checking the virginity of their daughters, that this is against the daughter's human right. Human right. Human right. Human right. Human right. Human right. What does that mean? Human right. So if a woman that wants to check the vagina of her daughter to make sure that she's still a virgin and to encourage her to continue being a virgin, that woman is now violating the human right of her daughter. And a filthy, disgusting, smelly, fat white woman cares more. A whore, a white woman riddled with sperm, with all the sex she had had in her college days. A filthy, disgusting woman in Europe or America or London or Canada. She cares more about a poor girl in South Africa and a woman in South Africa who wants to protect the virginity of her daughter to avoid unwanted pregnancy, which will lead to abortion. White people cares more about these young people in South Africa. And you don't understand why I hate them, right? These devils don't give a damn about you or anybody in South Africa. They despise you. They hate you. But you are a fool. You can't see that white people hate you. Keep being a fool. And eventually you will be next on their list. These are the children of Satan. Do you understand that? They don't give a damn about somebody in South Africa. The idea that these girls are being led in a way that will keep them pure from sexual sin, that's the problem with these devils. These are the children of Satan. They will come at you talking about human right. Human right. More than 3,000 babies are killed in America every day. By the end of today, 3,000 abortions will happen in America, according to these devils. According to them. These are babies, according to them. Because if you kill a woman, if you kill a pregnant woman, they will charge you with 2 counts. They will charge you with her mother. They will charge you with for murdering her and the baby in her stomach. So according to them, that baby in her stomach is a baby. These vile people, why aren't they trying to stop abortion? You saw today, Judges chapter 6. When angel comes down here on earth, they look like a human being. When angel comes down here on earth, they look like a human being. That's just a fact. Judges chapter 6. Gideon was talking to an angel. He thought it was a human being. But angels are spirit. They come down here, they take on a human flesh. Europeans are not regular people. White people are not normal people. But you think they are. And you're going to learn the hard way. It's just a matter of time. So just like the angel of the Most High comes down here and take on a brown skin. Just like the angel of the Most High comes down here and take on a brown skin with black beard. or gray beard. Same way, the angel of Satan comes down here and take on white skin. Inferior skin. Inferior. Because they are not the original people. And there wasn't much work or effort that was meant into creating them like that. Eyes is inferior. That's why they need sunglasses. Skin is inferior. That's why they need sunscreen for the sun. If the angel of the Most High walked down here on earth and Hebrew Israelite did not know that those were angels of the Most High, what makes you think that you're going to identify the children of Satan walking down here on earth? How do you identify children of Satan? Well, look at what Satan did in the garden. The Most High says, do this. Satan comes and says, yeah, I know he told you to do it, but do it this way. Europeans are here to deceive you. That's why they want your daughters to go to school. When a girl goes to school, she becomes a prostitute. When a girl goes to school where there are a bunch of boys who are going crazy, bunch of boys who are horny as hell. They are horny. These boys are going crazy. They will stick their penis in anything that moves. These boys are horny. The girls are horny too. It's a disaster to bring these young people together in the same place. It's a disaster. They go on in the back of the school. Now we can, through Twitter and social media, we can now see what they're doing. Sometimes they themselves will use their own phone and take and videotape what they're doing. Sometimes they do. And this is where you put your son. That's where you put your daughters. A girl who is horny. She's horny. She wants sex. But she's not going to tell you that. Your 11, 12, 13 years old girl, she's desiring sex. And there's nothing wrong with that. Look at the picture that I showed you. Look at that picture. Look how happy she is. She's 12 years old. She's already pregnant. And she's happy. She's happy. She's celebrating. She's happy. This is a true story. Now, did anybody force her to take that picture? They took the picture. That's selfie. Some of the pictures are selfie. So when I say that a 12 years old girl is horny, she wants sex, you will turn around and begin to look at me like I am evil. I am a pervert. I am a child abuser. I hate women. How dare you say that? That's ridiculous. But they're having sex though. I don't want to hear that. I don't care what they're doing. How dare you say what they're doing? You shouldn't say that. That's not appropriate. You should never say that. That's not appropriate for you to say. But they're having sex though. But it doesn't matter. You don't care what they're doing. We just don't have to say it. So what kind of people are we? We seem like we hate ourselves. So the Europeans tried to stop the virginity test in South Africa. They tried to stop it. They say that, oh, it's against the girl's human right. Again, how is it that someone else from thousands of miles away cares more about the human right of someone else's daughter? That's just one of the reasons why I despise and hate white people, because of what they do. You don't see me running around and saying that I hate Chinese or Latinos. I don't like them either, but I don't say it. I'm focusing on the main enemy, the actual enemy who is actually attacking you, who's actually killing you, who's actually poisoning your water, who's poisoning your food, who is lying to you. That's who I'm focusing on. In a normal world, people will be happy. Thank you, brother. Thank you for saying these things. But that's not for Israelites. Israelites are the people that will turn around and kill their own brother. How dare you talk about them? We are all the same. We are all equal. We have to give these girls reasons to say no. We must give these girls reasons to say no. They want sex. These girls want sex. They're horny. They are horny. That's just the truth. They are horny. They want sex. I am speaking for them because it's true. It is true. They do want sex. They are horny. I am speaking for them. Somebody has to speak for them because it's true. I got a call from a 14-year-old boy struggling with pornography. See, he's 14. Why in the world would a 14-year-old boy, if we go with your logic, right? Your logic. How can a 14-year-old boy be desiring sex like that? Why in the world would he want to be masturbating? Because he wants sex. That boy at the age of 14 should have had a wife already. What? You're masturbating? Okay. Get ready. We'll go pay the bride price to a girl who is betrothed to him. So whenever you feel like that, go to your wife. In a normal circumstances, your house, you will attach a room on the side of your house. You attach a room. And your 10-year-old boy, you will find him. You will talk to other Hebrews, talk to other parents that you know and you keep the law with. You talk to them, you arrange with them, you agree with them, and then their daughter will be betrothed to your son. So as soon as we get to that point, and also you have a conversation with your son, you talk with your children. We don't do that anymore. You have to talk with your children. See, if you begin from beginning, like if you start from beginning early on, a boy who is 5 years old, 6 years, as early as they can begin to talk, as early as they can begin to understand, you begin to talk about sex. If you start very early to discuss sex, these children will relax. They will feel comfortable with you. If he begins to feel horny, and want to have sex, he will come and tell you. He will come and say, Daddy, I don't know, I'm feeling like this. My thing is getting hard. And at that point, you know that it's time. That's what Hebrews used to do. That's what Hebrews do. So before it even gets to that point, you've already arranged with somebody who also have the same need as you. You have a son, he has a daughter. You both of you are friends. Both of you are keeping the law. You're friends. You want to get a wife for your son. He wants to get a husband for her daughter, his daughter. So that works out very well. You know each other, you're keeping the law, you're both teaching your children. As this is going on, you will, even if you have to go buy some wood, you attach a room next to your plot or build something. Once your son begins to feel that way, and once his daughter begins to see her period, they are ready. They're ready. Once a girl begins to see her period, she's ready for marriage. She's ready, biblically. And it is not in the Old Testament. It is in the New Testament. I don't like to call it Old Testament or New Testament, but it's there in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, 31 or 36. 1 Corinthians 36, Paul was talking about men who a girl is betrothed to. Any man who has a girl betrothed to him. Paul says that if the girl have seen her flower, marry her. If the man have seen her flower, marry her. That flower is blood. The blood that comes out of her when she sees her period. According to Leviticus 15. Leviticus 15. Leviticus 15. Leviticus 15. The blood that comes out of a woman when she sees her period, the Bible calls it flower. So back to 1 Corinthians chapter 7, 36. 1 Corinthians 7, 36. 1 Corinthians 7, 36. When a girl begins to see her flower, it's okay for the man to marry her. So oftentimes you will see that your son might be 12 years old or 13 years old or 14 years old. The girl might be 10 years old or 9 years old or 11 years old or 12 years old. Whenever she begins to see her monthly period, she's ready. So again, my question is, which one is better? A 12 years old girl who is desiring sex. Let's just be honest. Let's slow down, okay? Let's just slow down. Which one is better? A 12 years old girl desiring sex, but she's having it with a man who is her husband. Or a 12 years old girl desiring sex, but she's secretly having sex with some random boy. We are so evil today that we will oppose the idea of a 12 years old girl getting married. We will oppose that. Even though the heathens, the Europeans who are teaching you these things to go against the law, even though these heathens who are teaching you to abandon the law, they don't even practice what they teach you. They don't even practice what they teach you. They don't. These heathen don't even practice these things. Because in America, girls as young as 10 are getting married. In America. So the bottom line is that Gentiles, white people, Europeans don't care about your children. They don't care about you or your children. They don't care. They just want your daughter to become a whore and your son to become a whoremonger. And that's what happens when they go to school. So we need to become like these women in South Africa who teaches their daughters or check their virginity once a year. I say you should check their virginity once a month, like on New Moon Day. So in that way you won't forget. I'm talking to the women. A man should never check her daughter's virginity or his daughter's virginity. Don't do that if you're a man. A woman, a grandma, a mother should once a month. And the earlier you start this, the better. You should already be doing this before she will even know. She'll be able to be, know how to talk. You should be able to start doing this. Once a month, she will lay down and you will check. So by the time she's able to understand things, she knows that this is already what you've been doing. And sometimes you will forget and she will come to you and say, Mommy, can you check me now? And you check her. These are things that will deter her. Plus all the other things you'll be telling her to keep herself pure. And the Most High hates her if she has sex before her wedding night. The Most High hates her. Yes. Deuteronomy 22, 13 to 21. Yah says, kill her. Any girl that loses her virginity before her bride price is paid, before a man marries her, if she loses her virginity to some random man, the Most High says, kill her. So you should be telling her these things. Yeah, if you have sex before your wedding night, the Most High said that you should be put to death. So when somebody comes up to her and says, oh, I love you, I'm thinking about you, blah, 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 you know what? She will say, oh, thank you. Here's my mother's number. Here's my father's number. And the person will be like, no, I don't want your father's number. I want your number. And she'll be like, oh, no, you have to talk to my parents. You said you love me, right? Call my mother, call my father and talk to them. That's what a girl is supposed to say. When a man asks a girl for her number, she is supposed to give her parents' number. Because her parents are supposed to approve who marries her. Judges 14. So, if the man is really serious, if he truly loves her, if he truly cares about her, well, okay, no problem. Give me your father's number. I'll call him. And he will call. He will call. I have done it. I have done it. I found myself in a situation where I had to go to a man's house. I went to his house. This actually happened. I went to the man's house. And I said to the man, I'm here. I want to marry your daughter. And I'm here with a bride price too, basically. Because I can't just go behind the man and have sex with his daughter without talking to him. I'm supposed to consult the parents of the child, of the woman. And of course, they will have to look into me and find out who I am. Find out if I'm going to be good for their daughter. We don't do these things anymore. We don't do these things anymore, and what we have today is a complete, absolute disaster. Complete disaster is what we have. We don't care about these things anymore. We don't discuss sex anymore. So our daughters, girls, nobody is telling them anything. They're no longer being taught these things. So oftentimes these girls, today, girls who are virgins, The reason why they are virgins is usually because they haven't found the right guy. This is sad. So she will keep on keeping her virginity because she haven't found a guy that she likes. She have not found a boy that she likes. As soon as she finds that cute boy that she likes, they will begin to talk. They will exchange number. But she's not going to tell you. She will not tell you. As soon as she found that boy, usually in school, as soon as she finds that boy, usually in school, she's not going to tell you. She will never discuss that with you. She's not going to tell you anything about it. She's excited. She's happy and excited that she finally found somebody that she loves. That's what she's thinking. Oh yeah, that is what she's thinking. That she finally found someone that she loves. That is what she's thinking. I finally found him. He is so cute. He is so cute. I love him. He is so cute. That's what she's thinking. He is so cute. And they begin to talk on the phone. She will not tell you, even though she's supposed to tell you. She will not tell you, even though she's supposed to tell you. Even though you're supposed to know about that man. Even though you're supposed to approve that boy, she's not going to discuss these things with you. She will not share these things with you. She will take her number and give to him. She will take her number and give to him, and they begin to test. She'll wake up in the middle of the night and they begin to test. And then he's writing stuff like, oh, I miss you. I'm thinking about you. And then she goes crazy. She will go crazy. She might even start wetting herself. Not realizing that he is lying. And all those stuff that he is typing into that phone is just to set her up. To make her to let her guard down. So it's not a question of, it's just a question of if, or actually a question of where and when. When and where. In her mind, she's thinking, I finally found him. I'm going to do it with him. I've been waiting and keeping myself. I finally found him and I will do it with him. She's happy. And he himself is busy trying to come up with a scheme to create a situation where they'll be alone by themselves. And then eventually he's going to create a situation. Eventually he's going to do it. Eventually he's going to come up with a situation where they will be alone by themselves. Like I did. Like as I did when I was younger. Even after I got older, I still continue to do it. I always want to create a situation where I will make a woman to be in a situation where we'll be by ourselves. Because at that point, she, all the conditions are right. If you're working in a store or you're sitting down in a movie theater She's not going to have sex with you in a movie theater. Or maybe if she's a whore, maybe she will. So young men will always try to create that situation. But my focus right now is on that boy and on that girl. This young girl who have no reason to give. You didn't teach her. That's my point. You didn't give her a reason to give. So for all this time, she's been waiting for the right boy. She's been waiting for the right boy all this time. That's who she's been waiting for. And there's no conversation whatsoever, nothing between you, the mother or the father. You don't discuss sex with them. You don't discuss sex. You should be discussing sex. When your son feels certain how, he's supposed to come to you, the father, the dad. Your son should be able to talk about sex. Daddy, this is how I feel. Same thing with daughters. A daughter and a mother are supposed to have a very, very, very powerful, intimate relationship. Powerful bond. Your daughter should be able to come to you and tell you everything. 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 How she feels. And you're supposed to guide her properly. When a man says, hello, can I have your number? I love you. You, the woman, the mother, supposed to be the first person that she will tell this to. Mom, I was going on the street and this man said that he loves me. Or he wants my number. Or he said this. Or she's supposed to be updating you. And then you will find out who the man is. And you're supposed to teach her that if you really believe in the Bible, you're supposed to teach your daughter that if a man wants to talk to her, that man has to talk to you. You are not going to teach an 18 years old girl these things. You can't teach this to your 18 years old daughter. I'm sorry to tell you, but your 18 years old daughter is pretty much a whore at this point. She's had sex with multiple men at the age of 18. You can't teach her these things. She will look at you like you're stupid or something. Telling her at the age of 18 that she should come and tell you if a man says hello to her. A man said hello to her 8 years ago. A man said hello to her 7 years ago and she spread her leg for that man. I was talking to one of my relatives about distance. And then she told me, it's too late. I already lost my virginity. So, oftentimes, the truth of the matter is that young girls, today, young girls are not giving reasons. That's why I wrote that paper. Girls are not giving reason. They are simply waiting for the cute boy, the boy of their dream. That's all they're waiting for. And then, of course, she's wearing tight this, tight that, tight this, tight that. That's what she's wearing. Which makes it easy for the young boy to become interested in her because of her ass, because of her breast. He wants to see that ass without clothes. He wants to see that breast without clothes. That is what's pushing him. But he's not going to say that. He's saying, oh, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I couldn't sleep last night. I just kept thinking about you. And she's going crazy. She's believing all that garbage that he's saying. In her mind, this is the right person. I finally found him. He's cute. He's this. He's that. He's this. He's that. He's the person I'm looking for. I love him. That's what she's thinking. What she doesn't realize is that this person is being pushed. This person that claimed to love you and care about you is being pushed by your ass and your breast. He's looking at that tight jeans, that tight clothes, and he's wondering what that ass will look without clothes, what that breast will look without clothes. That's what he's imagining. And he wants to see it. He wants to get on top of it. That's what's pushing him. But she doesn't know this. She does not know this. While he is making plan to get themselves, as you can see in the picture that I posted. Do you think that there's any adult in this room? Do you think that the parents of this boy is in this house while they're taking this picture? Do you think that she is his brother? Or she is his sister? No. So this boy has finally able to get themselves. He has managed to get her into a place where they will be alone. They finally become alone. And at this point, as he is making all this plan, as he is trying to invite her, as he is inviting her to come to his house, and she is saying, I can come tomorrow, and he is saying, no, my parents will be around. What about next tomorrow? Oh no, my parents will be around. That is supposed to be a red flag. Why can't you let me come to your house when your parents are there? But she's not going to say anything. Why wouldn't she say something? Why wouldn't it be a red flag to her? Why will it not be a red flag to her? Why will this person want me to come? Why will he want me to come to his house when his parents is not there? She's not going to see it as a red flag. Why? Because it doesn't matter. She has already made up her mind that this thing that she's been keeping, her virginity, she's been keeping all this time. All this time she's been feeling horny. That he is the right one. He's the one I'll give it to. So if he is pushing to have her come to their house when his parents is not going to be home and his mother is not going to be home, she has no problem with that. Actually, she will like it. She would like nobody to be home. And then eventually, it will become possible. Eventually, it will become possible. I remember I was in the presence of two girls. And they were going to visit some boys. They went from their school, from middle school. I think it was middle school. And they were going to this house, and one of them picked up a phone and called her dad and say, "Oh, dad, whatever, blah blah blah. I just want to let you know that I'm going to the coffee shop with my friend. We're gonna go to the coffee shop." And that's what she told her dad on the phone. I was listening to the phone call. I could hear her talk. When she got off the phone, they went upstairs. Or she made another phone call. A boy opened the door, came downstairs, and they followed the boy to a particular apartment. So this is what happens. This is what happens. So when they are finally by themselves, when they are finally in that room by themselves, the boy is going crazy. He is horny. He wants sex. He's going crazy. And he's finally in a room by himself with this girl. Eventually, he begins to make that move. But she cannot say, she won't say no. She doesn't want to say no. Because she's been spending herself, keeping herself for the right guy. So in her mind, this is the right boy. This is the right guy. He said he loved me. He said he cared about me. He said he's thinking about me. He said he loves me. In her mind, this is the right person. So the last thing on her mind is no. Hell no. She's not going to say no. All these other time that she had all these feelings, she suppressed it because she's waiting for the right guy. All these other boys that have come to her talking about, she ignored those boys because she's waiting for the right boy. And this is all she has because you did not give her a reason. You see those women in South Africa who were doing virginity test? They were giving their daughters a reason. They were giving their daughters a reason to say no. We, the Hebrews, we are no longer giving our daughters reasons. We, the so-called black people, we are no longer giving our daughters reasons. We, the so-called Africans, we are no longer giving our daughters reason to say no. They have no reason to give because you did not tell them that they have to keep themselves pure until their wedding night. You didn't tell them that. You didn't teach them that. So they simply go by waiting for the right guy. So eventually the right boy will arrange and invite her. They will be alone by themselves. Eventually it will happen. Most of you, that's how you lost your virginity. That's how you lost your virginity. So eventually, both of them will be in a room. When the boy now begins to touch her, when the boy begins to touch her, she will not say anything. He might begin by kissing her. And before you realize it, she herself will be taking off her own clothes. And she will take her virginity and give to this boy just because this boy said, I love you. I'm thinking about you. I love you. I'm thinking about you. That's it. That's all he has to pay. That's all he offered. That's all he's paying. She will lay down there. They will have sex. And her virginity is gone. They will continue to test each other. They will keep on testing each other. They'll continue to test. So now, from this moment on, she is thinking, oh, he's my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend. That's what she's thinking. We're going to get married. She's my boyfriend. They will probably have sex. They will probably have sex. Just bear with me, my brothers and sisters. Let me see what's going on here. So they will probably have sex maybe about 2 more times. But at this point, his interest is gone. I have had similar situation. Once I have a sex with a woman once, maybe twice, I don't care anymore. I'm not interested because I don't care about you. I actually don't like you. I hate you. I don't like you. Because first of all, the fact that I was able to get you to allow me to get on top of you, that's already a problem for me. The fact that I was able to get you to allow me to have sex with you, that shows me you're a whore. I would never consider you for marriage. Hell no. Because that tells me that that's how easy you are with other men. This is what girls don't understand. When you make yourself easy and you give yourself away to a man, that man will actually hate you. That man will despise you. That man will see you as like a whore. That man will see you like a whore. Yeah. When I used to do these things, I typically go after women that wear tight clothes. Because with tight clothes, I'm able to see what I need. Is that what I want? Does she have what I want? And I can easily see it through tight clothes. So if she's wearing tight clothes, okay, that's what I want. I don't want her, but she has what I want. I don't want her, but I want that body. That body is what I want. And she has the body. So what do I need to do right now to let me get on top of her? That's all I want at this point. What do I need to say? What do I need to do? What will it cost me? And oftentimes it costs not much. It doesn't cost much. It just costs you being able to say the right thing. But I become interested in these things because of the way she dresses. That's what attracts me. And I can't wait to get on top of her. I can't wait. So oftentimes, at that time, I would be done with them and the person is calling on the phone, they are crying, they're calling and crying. I don't, all the stuff I told you, I was lying. But in her mind, she's thinking that, oh, he's my boyfriend. And this is what usually happens to these young girls. Women are no longer teaching young girls about sex. There are some things you need to teach a young girl about sex. You need to teach a young girl that just because a man is interested in you doesn't mean that he loves you. Just because a man is interested in you does not mean that he loves you. And men will become interested in you if you're wearing tight clothing. Even older women, even grandmas. If a grandma wears something and she's showing her cleavage, her breast, if I see her, I'm thinking sex. I'm thinking getting on top of her. That's what I'm thinking. Because of her breast that she's showing. And girls need to understand these things. That just because a man is interested in you, just because a man is professing his love for you, doesn't mean that he actually loves you. Tell him that you're not going to have sex until after your wedding night, and then insist on it, and then see if he's going to wait. If he's going to wait for sex until after your wedding night, then maybe he cares about you. Maybe. But 99% of the men today will run. As soon as he finds out that you are actually serious, that you're not going to have sex until after your wedding night, as soon as they found out, they run. They run. They're gone. I did that too. I saw a woman in the store. She was wearing a tight jeans like everyone else. I saw her. We began to talk. We exchanged number. We continued to talk more. We talk a lot more. We talk more. Eventually, I went to her house. We talked a little bit more. Next thing, we're on the floor. Because I was giving her fake idea that I care about her. I didn't care about her. All I want is when am I going to take off her pant? That's all I care. When am I going to take off her clothes and get on top of her? That's all I care. But then this person told me, oh no, I'm keeping myself pure. I am no longer a virgin, but I'm keeping myself pure. I don't want to have sex again until I get married or whatever she said. Of course, I kept trying. Then I realized that she's serious. And I left. Because I can't go what I want. What am I doing? I don't care about you. I just want your body. That's all I want. So when I realized that she's serious, when I realized that she's not going to let me have sex with her, I was gone. She almost did. Because we were on the floor. I was kissing her, I think, if I remember correctly. These are stuff that happened years ago. So we came very close. Like those before her, I would have done it. I would have just left her. Once I get what I want, once I get on top of her, once I take off that clothes and get on top of her, that's what I want. It's like mission accomplished. One more obstacle conquered. I see myself, it's like a woman conqueror. If I can conquer her and bring her down and get on top of her, I've won and move on to the next person. But she doesn't know that. So this young girl, who you've not taught anything about sex, who have now had sex with this boy in that room, in the house where they're by themselves, they might do it 2 or 3 more times. They will continue to test. They'll continue to chat. But right now in her mind, she is thinking that they are now in a relationship. That's what she's thinking. Well, I gave him sex. We had sex. I gave him my virginity, and he said he loved me. So we're going to be together forever. We're going to be together forever. That's what she's thinking. And then within a week or 2, he's going to invite her again. Can you come to my house? She already knows what that means. She knows. Because now she's even much hornier. Now she's lost her virginity. So her virginity she's supposed to lose to her husband. She has given to this random boy. Now she's feeling like a woman. Now she's desiring sex. So if the boy says, can you come over? She knows exactly what that means. And she will go. They will have sex 1 more time. Maybe 2 more times. At this point, the young boy, have now set his sight on another girl. And as soon as he set his sight on another girl, he will no longer be testing this one the way he used to test. He will no longer be saying things that he used to say to this one, because another girl is now occupying his attention. He's now on another mission to accomplish. And that's when it's going to dawn on her. How come he doesn't answer my call? How come he doesn't the way he used to? But eventually she's going to realize it. Oh, he dumped me. That's what she's going to think. Then she will cry and cry and cry and cry and moan and cry. Now he has moved on to another girl. This is what's happening. For 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, even 5 months, she doesn't want to have anything to do with any boy. She doesn't want to have anything to do with any boy anymore. She doesn't want to have anything to do with any boy. But she lost her virginity to this young boy. Did you know that according to the law, that young boy is her husband? According to the law in Deuteronomy 22, the Most High say that whoever a girl loses her virginity to, that person becomes her husband. Our Heavenly Father says that whoever a girl loses her virginity to, that person becomes her husband. So this boy that she lost her virginity to became her husband, and she doesn't even know that. She doesn't even realize it. And she's mad. She's angry at boys. She's mourning. She doesn't realize that that boy is her husband. She doesn't realize because you did not teach her. Which is the reason why we are here right now. You did not teach her. That's the point. If you had told her, if you had taught her what the scripture says, if you had taught her that whoever takes her virginity becomes her husband, if you had taught her what the Bible says, she will not easily give her virginity to some random boy. If you had taught her that a man that takes her virginity has to first of all pay her bride price, if you had taught her these things, she will never allow that boy to take her virginity. So there she is. She is now a wife to a boy who doesn't care about her. And she doesn't even realize it. For the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months, she's mad and angry. Eventually, her anger will come down. Boys are going to talk to her. She is going to say no. And eventually she'll go back to her original way, which is, well, okay, I'm going to wait for the right guy. The other guy was bad. He lied to me. He did this to me. He deceived me. He did this to me. The blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to find the right person this time. And then eventually she's going to run into someone else. Tall, handsome, whatever the hell she likes. Whatever she likes in a man. Eventually she's going to run into someone like that. Oh, by the way, she's wearing jeans. She's wearing these tight jeans. Very tight jeans. You can see her cleavage. You can see her ass, her underwear if she's wearing one. They don't wear any underwears anymore these days. No more underwears. You just put on their jeans. So you're seeing all that. You're seeing she's wearing something tight on top. What she's wearing on top is tight. You can see her nipple. That's what she's now wearing. Another dog, another male prostitute will see her and see her ass, see her breast, and he can't resist that. I have to get on top of that. I have to touch that. I have to see that without clothes. Now he's now on a mission. They exchange number. They start chatting. He start talking. I love you. I'm thinking about you. Blah, 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 blah. And the whole cycle will repeat itself all over again. This time, because I've seen women like that. So this time, she's not going to be too quick to open her legs. So the first time that he is going to make a move on her, she's going to resist a little bit. Oh no, I don't want to do it. I want to wait until my wedding night. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Eventually, she will roll over and spread her leg. Because she's thinking, I don't know. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's real. Maybe he's the right one. But if I don't give him sex, he's going to leave. So maybe he's the right one. Let me just do it. I've already done it in the past. Let me just do it. If I say no, he might leave. And then she will spread her leg. 2, 3, 4, 5 months later, the whole thing will repeat itself again. He's gone. He will set his eyes on another girl. She is stuck by herself. This is the story of most Hebrew women today. This is the story of most black women today. This is the story of most women today. And this thing goes back to you not teaching these girls from a young age to keep their legs closed. No sex until your wedding night. If a man says that he cares about you, he's most likely lying. If a man says that he loves you, he's most likely lying. And if you want to test him, don't have sex with him until after your wedding night. If he is true, if he is honest, if he is truthful, he will wait until your wedding night. These are things you have to teach your daughters. You have to also do virginity test. Just to make them understand that you're watching. You're watching them. We don't teach these things anymore. We don't. We just don't. We have a bunch of young girls walking around, virgins, but they have no good reason to give. They are virgins because they're waiting for the right boyfriend. That's it. That's a very bad situation. That is a bad situation. No, you have to teach them. That's why I created that paper. That paper seems very small, but that paper is a powerful paper. Because I want to give girls reasons to say no. I want her to know that no, your God, your Creator wants you to keep your virginity until your wedding night. Now imagine how much effective this will be if you are actually teaching them this thing at home. So we who are supposed to know the truth, if we claim that we know the truth, we should take materials like that and share it with young people. Boys also. I have it for I have stuff for young boys, for men, for women. I have literatures. Things that I put together, I give to young people. To encourage them to keep themselves pure until their wedding night. They have to be encouraged. We're not doing it while the Europeans are encouraging them to lose their virginity, have sex. They are doing this from their music video. Their movies, their reality TV shows. Girls are now being encouraged to have sex with a man before deciding if the man will marry them. Make sure that he is good in bed. That's what they're teaching girls. This is evil. We have to actively teach these girls. Wherever you are, I beg you, I plead with you, get these children out of the school system. Get these girls out of the school system. Get her out of that place. If you have a daughter or granddaughter, don't even put her in school in the first place. She will become a whore. She will become a prostitute in that school. And in the sight of our Creator, a prostitute is a girl that loses her virginity before her wedding night. Because according to the law in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 13 to 21, Deuteronomy chapter 22, from verse 13 to verse 21, any girl that loses her virginity before her wedding night is a whore. She's a prostitute in the sight of our Heavenly Father. Because a girl is supposed to keep her virginity until her wedding night. And only her husband is supposed to take her virginity. And the man that takes her virginity becomes her husband in the sight of our Heavenly Father. And no other man can have sex with her until the man that took her virginity is dead. Then she's free. That's Romans chapter 7, verse 1 to 3. Romans 7, verse 1 to 3. This is so important. What we're doing today is evil. by not teaching these girls, not teaching these boys. Boys should also be encouraged to not pursue girls. Boys should be taught not to pursue girls. Boys should be taught that you don't have sex until after you marry the girl, after you pay the bride price. This will make boys to stop approaching girls like as I used to do. To stop approaching them and creating that situation where the girls will have to say yes or no. We're no longer teaching these things. That is evil. We have to be teaching the young people these things. We have to. We have to. We have to. Leviticus 19:29. Leviticus 19:29. Leviticus 19:29. In Leviticus 19:29, the Most High, our Creator, says, do not cause your daughter to be a whore. Do not cause your daughter to be a whore. Do not cause your daughter to be a whore. Do not cause your daughter to be a whore. Leviticus 19:29. He said, don't cause her. If you put her into a situation where she'll begin to have sex before her wedding night, you're causing her to be a whore. If you put your daughter in school, you're causing her to be a whore. You have to find a girl for your son. A 14-year-old boy should have a wife. A 14-year-old boy should have a wife. A 14-year-old boy should have a wife. 14-year-old boys are horny. They want sex. Sperm do come out of their body. Yes! If you have a son, begin to arrange to find them a wife. If you have a daughter, begin to arrange to find her a husband. As soon as she sees her monthly period, she is ready for marriage. Don't wait. Don't delay. As you see in the book of Sirach, chapter 42. Sirach 42. Sirach 42. A man that has a daughter is always worried because he is worried. He doesn't want his daughter to lose her virginity. That's why he's worried. Once a girl sees a monthly period, she's ready for marriage. It doesn't matter if she's 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. It doesn't matter. That's why Rebecca was 10 years old when Isaac married her. Rebecca was 10 years old when Isaac married her. Use your phone and Google the book of Joshua 24. Joshua 24. The book of Joshua chapter 24. Joshua 24 verse 39 and 40. Joshua 24, 39 and 40. Joshua 24, 39 and 40. Google it. Rebecca was 10 years old. In the book of Jubilees chapter 10, Jubilees chapter 10, Jubilees chapter 10, Dinah was 10 years old when the Shechemite came to marry her. She was 10 years old. The Muslims are doing the same thing. The Muslims are still doing the same thing. Even till today. Muslims are doing the same thing till today. You have to find a husband for your daughter. They want sex. They want sex. They are desiring sex. And it is evil to deny them of that sex by saying that, oh no, you're still young. You have to be 18. Where is that in the Bible? Where is that in the Bible? Who says she has to be 18? That's not biblical. What you see in the Bible is that she has to see her period and then she's ready. 1 Corinthians 7:36. So any righteous person that really want to make it into the kingdom should make sure that their daughter doesn't become a prostitute, doesn't lose her virginity. before her wedding night. You can do this by talking to them, teaching them the law, talking to them about these things. If you don't teach them, they will not keep themselves pure. Same thing with the boys. A very good example for this issue is the book of Susanna. That's a perfect example. The book of Susanna. What do you see in the book of Susanna? Well, if you Google the book of Susanna, chapter 1, and you read from verse 1, you will see, this is in the Apocrypha, you will see that she was raised according to the law. Susanna was raised according to the law. So when those Hebrew men tried to have sex with her, she knew that if she says no, she will die. They will accuse her and lie against her. She knew that, and she still said no, and she was ready to die. Why? Because she was educated by the law. She was taught the law. You have to teach these children. You have to teach these boys. Tell your daughter that if somebody wants to have sex with her, or if a man says that he loves her, or if a man wants to be her boyfriend, or if a man asks for her husband, then she is supposed to tell that man to contact you, being the parent. You are the parent. She's supposed to tell that man to contact you. So if that man is really being honest, if that man really loves her, if that man really cares about her, that man should call you and say, hi, good morning or good afternoon or hello, whatever, peace be unto you, whatever. I'm calling you because of your daughter. I want to marry your daughter. Look at Rebecca in Genesis 24. Genesis 24. When they saw Rebecca on the street, they asked her, whose daughter are you? She told them, and they went to see her parent. They went to see her parent. They went to see her parent. That's the way it's supposed to be. You have to teach your children. You have to teach your son. Oh yes, not just your daughter. Your son too. Show your son. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Show your son the book of Judges chapter 14. Show Judges chapter 14 to your son. And explain that to your son. So that your son will understand that you are the one that's supposed to approve the person that will be his wife. Let your son know. Teach your son to understand that you are the person who is supposed to approve the woman that he will marry. If you don't teach your son these things at a young age, you're wasting your time. You cannot teach them this thing after they are more than 15 years old. You can't be teaching them this thing. They don't care. They won't listen to you. You have to teach them these things at a young age. Now is the time to teach them these things. Now is the time to teach these young people these things. And the Europeans don't want you to teach them these things. You have to teach them. You can't just care only about your salvation. You have to care about the salvation of your children. Not just your children, your grandchildren. You can take this paper. You can write this thing out that I posted and make a copy of it, or write your own and make a bunch of copies and give it to young people. Yes. Give it to young people. Create your own and give to your young people. Make a copy of this one and give to young people. Wherever you are, let that be your mission. Now, most people you're going to give it to, they don't care. Oh no, they don't care. Most of them, some parents will even get angry. How dare you give that to my daughter? How dare you give that to my son? Some parents will be even angry at you. So we have to do better. We have to teach these children even more. We have to teach them. Share these materials with them. Talk to them, even strangers, kids who are strangers. Give it to them. Make a copy of this thing. Go to a high school. Go to a primary school. Go to a middle school. Go there during their break and hand them these papers. Hand them these papers. You don't know who you're going to save. You don't know who the girl that will see this and listen to it or read that paper that you give to. They will look at that paper and now they will have a reason to give. So the next time that a boy wants to have sex with them, when a boy wants to have sex with him, when a boy is saying, I love you, I care about you, they will say, come and talk to my parents. Go talk to my parents. When a boy asks for their phone number, they will say, go ask my parents. And another thing I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to close with this. Don't allow your children to have social media. Don't allow your children to have social media. I'm talking about Facebook. No Facebook. No Facebook. No Facebook. Don't allow them to have Facebook. Don't do it. Don't do it. That will create you all kinds of headache. Don't let them have Facebook, because all kinds of messages are coming in through that Facebook. All kinds of vile messages. All kinds of vile messages are coming in. Girls, young girls are taking nude picture of themselves and sending to people. Sending to men or boys. Boys are taking nude picture, naked picture of themselves and sending to girls. Don't let them have social media. Your children should not be on Facebook or other social medias. These things are very important. You have to teach them these things. You have to. You have to help yourself to prepare these children for the kingdom. Prepare them to be holy. Don't let your daughter wear tight jeans. No, please. Do not allow your daughter to wear tight jeans. Don't even allow her to wear trousers. Let her wear a veil. Let her wear a veil. Let her cover herself. It makes it difficult for men to see her breast. It makes it difficult for men to see her cleavage. It makes it difficult for men to see her ass. And if they can't see it, they are less likely to talk to her. Let your daughter dress moderately. Let her wear her veil. Start this from a young age. Start from her young age, please. Teach them these things. The more moderate she dresses, the less men that will become interested in her, which is true, because most of the time, these men are lying. I used to be one of them. We are just lying. We just want to get on top of you. Teach them these things. Don't let them dress like the heathen. Let your daughter wear a veil. Let her dress moderately. Remind your children constantly that we are the Hebrews and we are required to keep the law every day and every night. Remind them these scriptures. Teach it to them. Teach them what the world is doing. The world is wrong about sex. The world is wrong about marriage. The world is wrong about relationship. They are doing it wrong. The Most High told us how to do it, and that's the best way to do it. Teach them these things. Give them a reason to say no. Give your daughter a reason to say no. Give her a reason to say no to a man. Teach them these things. So that not only you, but them also will be able to make it into the kingdom. If you don't teach them these things, these girls are going to begin to have sex with boys that they like. Eventually the boys will dump them. The boys will leave them. You have to teach these people these things. All praises to our Heavenly Father. I thank the Most High for His love and His kindness, His mercy, for protecting us and guiding us and teaching us these things. For those who do have questions, you're more than welcome to call and ask. Give these girls, give your daughter a reason to say no for sex. Give her a reason to say no. That's why I created that paper. You can make a copy and share with them, or write your own and go around and share it with young people so they can keep themselves pure and holy for the Most High. All praises to our Heavenly Father. I thank the Most High for His love and His kindness, His mercy. I pray that you will listen to these things and act accordingly. Separate your children. Raise them righteously. Don't let them eat junk food. Don't let them drink soda. Don't let them smoke. Don't let them do those nonsense. Don't let them do those things. Don't let them practice those things. Don't send them to school. Don't do those things. All praises to our Heavenly Father. Thank the Most High for His love and His kindness, for opening our eyes and teaching us these things. For those who do have questions, they're more than welcome to call and ask. All praises to our Heavenly Father. Let us go back to these laws and raise our children according to the law. All praises to the